Dear sellers, G2A.com is giving more power to the seller and more transparency to the buyer. And as a result, we are introducing a change to VAT Moss settlements to our marketplace. We want to make the modification of VAT Moss reporting as straightforward as possible. Therefore, we have prepared a video for you explaining all of these changes. In this video, you can learn what VAT Moss is, what effect it will have on G2A.com, and how exactly the process of VAT Moss works, including how to register, when to pay, and which rates to use. VAT Moss rules. Webinar for G2A sellers. The answers presented here have been carefully analyzed by tax experts, and G2A.com believes that their content is correct and accurate. However, please be reminded that this summary is for general information only and is not tax advice. We urge you to consult your tax advisor regarding the specific tax consequences which may be applicable to you. G2A.com does not accept any liability for any tax-related penalties, charges, loss, or damages which may be incurred as a result of your activity on our websites. What is the change that G2A is making on July 1st, 2017?
Buyers will see the names and data of the sellers. From now on, they will know exactly from who they are buying. The sellers will get more power in decision making. They will authorize charge of the buyer's payment method. They will authorize delivery of the products. The terms and conditions of G2A.com will become strictly separated from the products that are being offered by the buyers. One of the effects of the changes that we are making since the 1st of July, it is the sellers who will now be responsible for paying VAT in the Moss scheme. Sellers get more power in decision making. They decide and they authorize the delivery of the product to the buyer, and they authorize the charge that is being made to the buyer's payment method. The terms and conditions of G2A.com are now becoming strictly separated from the products that are being offered by the buyers. One of the effects of the change that we are planning to introduce since 1st of July is now the sellers will be responsible for paying VAT in the Moss scheme.
Will G2A provide any information to tax offices? If yes, what type of information will G2A be giving away to institutions in other countries?
We will not give any of your information unless we are specifically and legally obliged to do so, for example by a court order. We will not give any of your information in an automated, repetitive manner. This could only happen on a very rare occasions if there is a specifically legal requirement for us to do so. We expect this to happen on an extraordinary circumstances. G2A strongly recommends and suggests that you follow the law. At the same time, G2A is not a law enforcement agency and we cannot make anyone to follow the regulations. Final decisions and responsibility in this regard rest with the sellers.
What is VAT Moss?
VAT Moss, in short, is a change of European VAT law. A seller has to pay VAT based on the country where his customer is located, not based on the country where the seller is located. Moss, it stands for Mini One-Stop Shop, and it means that you can deal with all your VAT settlements, with all the payments, all registration paperwork in one tax office, in one country, in a really simple and pleasant manner. So there is no need for you to register and file VAT returns in each and every country.
Shouldn't the marketplace pay the VAT Moss?
The marketplace becomes more transparent. This is one of the options, and this is the way it was done on our marketplace so far. However, from 1st of July, we'll be using another option. And this another option is also directly provided for in the VAT law. Namely, for the marketplaces where the sellers act openly and directly before the buyers, as it will be done in the G2A.com, it is the seller's responsibility to pay the VAT in the Moss scheme. There are certain additional conditions that need to be met, but all of these conditions will be met in G2A.com since 1st of July 2017.
How am I supposed to deal with it? Do I have to register and do the paperwork in every EU country?
G2A will deliver to you everything you need to prepare your VAT statements. You will get detailed breakdowns, you will get reports, it will be divided by the country, so preparing your quarterly VAT statement will be a simple task. Basically, all that you have to do is to transfer the amounts that will result from the breakdowns you'll get from us and to put them into your VAT return. It's really not complicated. And one of the questions we're getting very often, how am I supposed to do with all the invoicing if I have so many buyers? And here's the best part, G2A will issue bills for you to your buyers, so you don't have to worry about the numbers here.
When do I pay VAT and how often?
You do it only 4 times a year, and you have to pay VAT and submit your quarterly statements by 20th of the month following given quarter. For example, the first quarter for which you start your quarterly VAT settlements is July to September 2017. And you have to pay the VAT and you have to submit your VAT return by 20th of October 2017. And you do it for every calendar quarter. How am I supposed to pay it? There are various options. You can use credit card, you can use electronic bank transfer. Many countries allow you to pay your VAT bill in various manners, so you need to check out with the tax office in which you'll be registered.
How do I register for VAT Moss?
As I said before, you register in only one country. You deal with only one tax office. It's not a complicated thing to do. In most countries, you're allowed to register in an electronic manner, and from my experience, registering for VAT Moss is easier than registering your account on any web page. Here are the basic rules. If you are located within the European Union, you need to register in your home country in your tax office. If you are located outside of the EU, you can choose basically any country in the European Union and you need to register in the tax office from that country. Our experience shows that the UK system, for example, is relatively simple, it's well explained, there are lots of information on the tax office's data here. So if you are new to that, I'd suggest you try the UK for the first time. If you prefer other countries, try to search in different languages. As I said before, every European Union country allows you to perform VAT Moss registration.
How and when do I submit VAT Moss returns?
How often you have to submit your VAT Moss returns? 4 times a year, by 20th April for the quarter ending 31st March, 20th July for the quarter ending 20th June, 20th October for the quarter ending 30th September, 20th January for the quarter ending 31st December.
How am I supposed to know what VAT rates I should use?
There is a reliable source on the European Commission page. You can see the link on the screen right now. It will be also later shown on our page.
How will I know where my customer is located in order to properly determine my VAT obligation?
Determining the location of your customer with G2A is something you don't have to worry about. G2A will deliver to you 3 reliable independent sources of information that will, in an automatic manner, determine where your customer is located. Your detailed breakdowns will divide the transactions per country, so you don't have to sort them by yourself. As I said before, you will get the information sorted in a manner that basically all you have to do is to transfer the amounts from our breakdowns to your VAT Moss return.
How exactly do I calculate the VAT Moss amount to be paid?
You just need few numbers to properly calculate your quarterly VAT settlement. You need to have a total net sales for a given country, you need to have a VAT rate, and basically that's it. How you do it, you'll see in our slides. There are really simple few mathematical functions you just need to use, and you're all set. Okay, so first thing I want you to remember is you do not simply multiply your gross total sales by a VAT rate. This is not how to do it. Find a VAT rate for a given country. On the screen, you see a link where you can find these rates. Then, you need to calculate the net amount of your sales. This will be your base for taxation. Once you have the total net value of your sales, then you multiply your net value by the proper VAT rate. Here we go, you got the VAT amount for a given country. You repeat the procedure for every country. You put the numbers into your quarterly VAT return. At the end of your quarterly return, you will have a total VAT liability, which you pay to the tax office. You are all set. Let's try to use an example. Let's say you sold your keys for 12,000 euros to Austria. As you know from the source I gave you before, the VAT rate in Austria is 20%. So here's how you get the net amount. When you have a net amount, you multiply this net amount by the VAT rate. And you got these two numbers that you need to properly fill your VAT liability for Austria. Net amount and VAT amount. That's it. Repeat this for every country.
Why can't you calculate this for me?
Unfortunately, we cannot do this for you. This would be tax advisory, and this is regulated activity.
What if I don't have a business registered?
What really matters is what you actually do. So if you sell game codes in a repetitive manner, you do it to earn money, you're not just selling your private stuff, well, you are a business owner. You are doing business activity. And from the VAT perspective, you will be treated as a VAT taxpayer. And in the same manner, G2A.com will treat you.
What information from my side will you show on bills issued to buyers on my behalf?
On your bills, we'll show your name, your address, and your business numbers.
I am from Russia, China, the US, India. Do I have to care about EU VAT?
Okay, here's another thing. It doesn't really matter where you're from. If you're selling to the consumers in the European Union, you need to pay VAT in the European Union, irrespective of what the law of your country says about it. You are legally obliged to pay VAT in the European Union.
Are we required to agree to a new set of terms and conditions?
Yes, there will be a new set of terms and conditions at G2A.com.
Will the VAT selection drop-down menu be there?
No, we are done with the VAT selection drop-down menu. This will be turned off.
Is it just for the EU?
Okay, so the rules that were just described basically are for the European Union. What you need to know, however, is that multiple countries around the world are implementing or already implemented rules very similar to the VAT Moss that was introduced in the European Union. So always follow professional advice when you're selling to consumers not only in the European Union but also in other countries. It may happen that you will need to be registered for VAT or its local mutation also in another country. If you're not feeling comfortable with doing this by yourself, please talk to your accountant, talk to your tax advisor. They will certainly help you. It's not something difficult.